Welcome to
Every Day is Macaroni.
I'm Joy Alfred Brand.
And I'm Juliette Connell, and we're the hosts of Everyday Macaroni, the podcast.
This podcast is a look at the lighter side of life, where we talk about our adventures as a modern blended family.
So sit back, relax,
And prepare to have your funny bone tickled. Well, hello, listeners. Boy, do we have a European treat for you in this episode. We're talking about traveling with Al and Lita, including Lita's super hot trip to the beach with the girls in 2013. Now, if you're new here, this podcast is based on the recordings of the Monday night dinners we have with my husband, Ron, his sister, Juliette, who is also a co-host of this podcast, and their octogenarian parents, Al and Lita. If you've ever traveled with an octogenarian, you'll appreciate the stories we're about to tell on this episode, starting with a quick recap of last week's Monday night dinner. Okay, so you missed Monday night dinner.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Was it glorious? Did you have good food?
Well, I took a pizza.
Oh, you brought pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So we had store-bought pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good and exciting.
I know. Step up in the world, huh?
Mm.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Frozen pizza. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm. Frozen pizza. No, it was store-bought. I got a takeout pizza, and part of the reason for that is because your mother fell this past weekend, right?
Uh-huh.
So, first of all, I wanted to ask you, did you see the reel I put on Instagram where I asked
The
her?
reel that you put on Instagram? No.
Okay.
I didn't realize you put a reel on Instagram. Why am I not getting those? Because I go on Instagram, but I don't see it sometimes. Like, it doesn't pop up in my feed. I don't understand. So I'm like, uh-oh.
I didn't tag you on the reel. Normally, I tag you on all the Instagram posts, but
Okay.
I put a reel on Instagram where I asked your mother if she was going to be taking her vitamins with beer.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. And it was funny.
I see. And she says, no, thank you. I took those earlier.
No. She, in fact, did say, why not?
Ah.
You have to go on the Everyday Macaroni Instagram page and watch the reel
Okay.
and see it.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. I will.
Mm-hmm. So if you're not following us on Instagram, I put stuff on there that sometimes I don't put on YouTube, and sometimes there's stuff on YouTube that I don't put on Instagram. You know, it just depends. But that reel, I think, was pretty funny. I'm going to try to get her to answer some more funny questions and use them as reels. So last weekend, she fell
Yeah.
down the stairs. So she and your dad weren't really up to cooking on Monday. So that's why Ron and I were like, well, we'll just get a pizza and go over there. So we did. And it was fun. We had a lot of things to talk about. In particular, we talked about your parents taking the girls to Spain
Oh, okay.
in 2013.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Hawaii.
Hawaii. That's right.
Because your parents,
Yeah, they were globe-trotting there for a little while.
well, they know they're getting up in age and they wanted to do some traveling with the girls when they still could
Yeah, they could still
get around
be
easily.
mobile. Yeah.
Right. So in 2013, they all hopped on planes, and Ron and I went with them when they went over to Europe because we were worried about them going over there with the girls by themselves. The girls were still pretty young. Actually, we were worried about the cobblestone streets and everything. So not to mention them possibly missing a train or a connecting flight or something like that. So it's always fun traveling with your dad because we were on the plane going over to Paris, and it was a pretty newfangled kind of plane. It had a television screen in the back of the seat in front of you, so you could watch TV, and it was a touch screen.
Oh, wow.
And so Ron and I were in front of your parents and the girls. Mm-hmm. And so Ron was directly in front of your dad. And at one point during the flight, it's a long flight.
Yeah.
It's like, what, a 6 hour flight? Mm-hmm. And so at one point during the flight, Ron just looked at me and he was irritated. And I said, what's the matter? And he said, Great Babe's back there changing the channel.
Oh.
Because he could feel his dad Great Babing it.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. No, it's touchscreen. It's using, and I don't know how many times I have to tell them it's the feeling of the skin on the screen. It's not a button back there. Nope.
No.
Still poke. I can imagine that would get on my last nerve.
I mean, I don't like to see anybody suffer or be irritated or anything like that, but it was quite funny.
Yeah.
You traveled with your parents to Europe with the girls in the 90s. No.
In
2000?
2001. It was nice, though. It was nice.
Was it? Was it really?
It was. You know, it made such an impression on Caitlin. She thought she was born there. I was like, what? You know, when I was born in Spain. I was like, wait, what?
Didn't that make it into the paper?
Yeah, it did. Some reporter ended up going over to her little school while she was in kindergarten. And they were talking about, you know, kids from different countries and so on and so forth. And she's like, I was born in Spain. And the guy just, I don't know. I guess that was like, ooh, that's a story. And I was like, fact checking. Where are you?
Well, and on top of that, very cute little girl. Very cute.
Oh, yeah.
Was there a picture?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was her picture. Her little ponytail, and here's Caitlin Connell, and blah, blah, blah. And,
Oh, you used her last name.
What? Like her last name is going to be different than mine?
True. And in fact, she's born in New Jersey.
She was. She was. I know. If you close your eyes really, really hard, you can pretend like you were born somewhere else.
Poor little thing.
Yeah. I was like, girl, you don't even know how to speak Spanish.
She just has a very vivid imagination.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Always did, even as a kid. And always looking for the cookie.
Yep.
Yep. Sneaky. Very, very sneaky. But lucky to have had a couple of trips to Spain.
Oh, yeah.
And to see where your grandparents lived and everything. Got to meet the Spanish family a couple times.
Yep.
That was fun.
Yep, they did.
It was a trick shepherding that whole crew around Europe, though. Because Ron would get in the front because he was navigating. He knew where we were going. And I would get behind to make sure no one tripped or to make sure no one dropped anything or to make sure no one got pickpocketed or anything like that. Because that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
So the ants go marching one by one. Hurrah. Hurrah.
I'm surprised you guys didn't have, you know, that little rope that you see preschoolers with the little, hoop. All right, everyone grab a hoop.
Well, I also like those backpacks that are like, that have leashes on them.
Yeah, that look like little animals.
I would have hooked one of those onto your mother. And been like, hey, nope, come back here.
Yeah.
Aaron and Caitlin, not so bad, but your mother wandering off. Come back here. Push the button and reel her in. That's funny. Your dad, too, you know, he'd wander around.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Oh, no. I was worried about him because, you know, the streets are uneven over there and things like that. And I'm worried about him. Like, no, you got to keep an eye on your feet. Make sure that you're watching where you're putting your foot.
Yeah. I laugh because you guys think about that stuff. And I'm like, to each his own.
Every man for himself.
That's right. Hey, watch where you're walking. That's about it.
Until you have to go to a French-speaking hospital where no one speaks the language.
Yes, I know.
Right?
But no one's looking at the,
Well, there's a certain amount of preventative care you can put in place to make sure things go a little bit more smoothly.
True.
That they don't die in a fiery crash while he's grape aping his iPhone.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, but you're ever
See,
informed.
it was like no holes barred. They went to Portugal. They went to Malaga.
Okay, so in Malaga and Portugal, they speak Spanish.
They speak Spanish.
They sprick in the lingity.
But they don't speak Spanish in Portugal. Yeah, that would be
No,
Portuguese.
I know, but they can get by.
Oh, yeah.
They can get by. But in France, no. Your dad, while he may think he can speak French.
Yeah. Toot toot. I don't think that.
Oh, no.
I don't think that's anywhere near French.
Yes, no. And I'm not saying that given enough time, he could make his way through a conversation to a certain extent. But yeah, so dragging them all over Paris without the aid of any kind of a leash was fun. Especially because while we were there was an airline strike of some sort. Ron says it was air traffic control, but I don't remember. For some reason, no planes were taken off.
Was it the planes or the trains?
No, it was planes. And all the trains were full because nobody could get a plane.
Ah, okay.
So here we were
Yeah.
in the train station in Paris.
You had to stay in France longer, didn't
We
you?
did.
Like 4 days or something?
I don't think it was 4 days. It was a couple of days. But we're dragging your mother around. She's a trip, man. We're dragging her around, and she's getting progressively more and more upset.
Yeah.
Because in her mind, it's catastrophe. Catastrophe. It's novella. It's, ay, Dios mío. Oh.
Yeah.
You know, I can't be in this train station with all these strangers. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to sleep on the floor.
It's dirty. It's so dirty. Yeah, no, I can imagine. Because her and the cleanliness thing. She's like, it's so dirty. It's starting to smell.
It smells like pee in here. Get me out of here. She actually said that. Oh, no, that one I'm going to have to leave in because she did say it. It smells like pee in here. This meat is not well done. It smells like pee in here. Get me out of here. I can't be in here. Oh.
That's like the girls are always saying, right? Aaron or Caitlin, like, you should have seen her in Malaga.
Oh.
It was like, it's so nice. And then then they were going down these stairs all the way to the beach, right? So I'm not quite sure what beach they were in, but they were in Malaga. And there were these like bazillion, from what I heard retold of the story, bazillions of stairs. And my mom was starting to get really tired. And I think maybe that's it. Like when she starts getting tired or she gets overwhelmed, then that's when the complaining starts.
Now, okay, you tell that story. I want to hear your side of it because it just so happens this is exactly the topic we discussed on Monday. So I have a recording of that story.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. But I want to hear your take on it.
Okay, so the girls tell me that they were going towards the beach or whatever, and they were going up and down or down the stairs to get to the beach. And so they get down to the beach, and the sand is really hot. And I think everyone can understand that. You know, you're wearing your flip-flops and you get to the beach and that sand can be really, really hot. So you keep those flip-flops on for as long as you possibly can. Well, they got down there and it was hot. And my mom was like, oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. And she's like, leave me here to die. That kind of thing, you know? And the girls were like, Mama, what? You have like 2 middle school girls and they're like, hello?
Here to die.
Right. She's like, stop. I hate this. I hate you. I hate everybody. And the girls were like, what? No, I hate you. I love you. I love you guys. I love you. And then I guess they must have went to the beach. And then on the way back, they had to go back up these stairs. And she was exhausted. She's like, no, leave me. Leave me. I'm so tired. And the girls were like, holy cow. Where is the Oscar? Is there a camera around here?
Am I being punked?
And girls looking around. What in the world? And my dad, from what I understand, was like, it's every day. It was routine.
My face is starting to hurt.
So that is kind of what I heard. But let's roll the
Beautiful bean footage.
beautiful bean footage.
Malaga has it's
like a black sand. I don't know.
Volcanic sand. It makes your feet black. Bing, 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 and it sticks. It's so fine. I guess it's so very fine.
That's probably why it was so hot.
And attracts the sun.
It gets hot.
You cannot walk on it.
You cannot
Wow.
walk. I got to the beach and to me was surprised because our sand is white. In Galicia it's never that hot like it's in Malaga, the southern part in Spain. So naturally I'm going with my little feet going in touch the ground. And the girls went, Mama, I said, forget it. Where is the water? Bing, 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 bing. And I ran to the water because it was burning. It was burning your feet.
Why don't you put your shoes on?
No, because you're on the beach. I want to go in the water. So might as well go in the water, Vin. You're looking for trouble, huh?
You hold the shoes in your hands and you go in the water.
No, and I go in the water with my shoes. And then I swim with the shoes hanging on my ears. Well.
My ears. Wait, it gets better. It gets better.
Very hot. It was.
Did Aaron and Caitlin have bare feet?
Yeah, but
they were running.
They were running also, and they're not as smart as I am. They put up with that.
They were more hot than
Smart. They could put up with it longer.
Not here to. Okay, so did you get that? Did everybody get that?
Yeah, I didn't hear any complaining on that one.
You didn't hear any complaining?
No.
The complaining's coming in a minute. Just a minute, because she's not done talking about it. But
Gotcha.
I just want to make sure everybody heard and understood what she said, because if you're not used to her accent, it might be a little hard to understand. She said Aaron and Caitlin are not as smart as she is, right? They are not as smart as I am.
Yeah, that's why they weren't complaining. I'm like, I don't know that makes any sense, but okay. Okay.
Just so long as everybody heard that. Did you hear it? Because I hope so. Otherwise, you can always rewind and listen again. Listen closely. Here's what else she had to say, because, Aaron and Caitlin were not there to defend themselves.
That's why I'm not here. I can say anything I want.
Oh, that's how it
And then
goes.
I say, you know what? They didn't have a place to get water or to drink something or...
Bathrooms?
No,
I think
no
it's called
water
the
for.
beach.
You go
right?
to the sea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they weren't.
Wait. Did you hear that? Did you hear what your dad said?
What's that?
Because, Ron's always trying to find the funny angle here, right?
Yeah.
So listen closely.
They didn't have a place to get water or to drink something or...
Bathrooms?
No.
You go to the sea.
They attract sharks then.
No.
That attracts.
No, the contrary.
This conversation is over.
No, it's never
So
over.
anyway.
So
You went to the
anyway.
bathroom in the ocean?
Yeah, you go to the bathroom in the ocean. Everybody does it. And
Oh my God, no, come on.
yeah. Well.
Did you go to the bathroom in the ocean?
No.
No.
No. Was the water cold?
Not around him.
No, it was hot.
Oh,
It was
it
pretty
was-
warm.
It was
You know
warm.
why?
It was warm around him.
Everybody's peeing in the ocean. That's why it's so warm.
Yeah.
Fish pee in the ocean.
That's true. And they poop in the
Oh,
ocean.
God.
Ay, Aldo, por favor.
What?
What happened? People don't have control in their body?
No.
Can they
sometimes
wait?
you can.
Can they wait to go home? What's the matter with you?
And you are there. What are you gonna do? You
No.
gotta run from the water to a bathroom. No.
I got control in my body.
Oh, yeah. You got control in everything.
And everything that I do, I have control.
Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, you get the point. Now, sorry, it was funny. You have to admit that was funny. Oh boy, Okay,
Ay.
I know. All right, so they go on for a little bit talking about, what they're talking about. And then your mother starts in about walking up the stairs, right?
Oh, boy.
Well, and you have to go to get to the beach. The land is all the way up high here, and the beach is down there. And they have these things to hold
Stairs,
down.
yeah.
No.
These things.
Right.
stairs.
It is made out
Made of what?
made out of like trees or something
Is that wood?
Handrails.
to hold on.
handrails.
Handrail, but
handrail,
it is,
and the steps.
and the step.
There's a wood, and the top is sand and
yeah,
gravel.
and it's not only sand. It's like a stone.
Gravel. Yeah.
Gravel, because sometimes it hurts. So naturally, you do have to have your sandals on, or you damage your feet and they hurt. And we are going in a lot of steps, a lot of them, to get to the beach.
Do you have sandals?
Yeah, sandals.
Do you have
You
sandals?
worn your sandals.
Yeah.
Here we go with the sandals again.
Oh my god!
We were the
Down-
sandals.
What is it with you
We
and
use the
sandals?
sandals
Not at the
because
beginning, because we didn't know that it was so hard.
ground and the stairs were with all these peaks that they were hurting your feet. But then you take your sandals off and you think, okay, now it's the sand and it's the water.
But when you realize that the sand was so hot that it's burning your feet, wouldn't you put your sandals on?
No, because I still want to go to the water, so you are taking it up, putting it back. What is this? Playing with sandals. No. You go, you want to try the water.
We went to a resort that is in there by the beach. And inside the resort, they had everything.
Including pools.
And most of the people don't go to the beach in there.
They go to
stay
the
there,
pools.
They have a three
Right.
swimming pool.
Had like 3 or 4 pools. Nice ones.
Yeah, 3 or 4
Really
pools.
nice
Why
ones.
were you at the
But
beach?
the beach, they can sell it to somebody else. I didn't want it.
Weren't you screaming something to the girls like, I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you?
Hey, yeah, that was the day.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
What
that
do
was
you
the
do?
day. Yeah. Yeah. It
What
was,
you did?
So,
What?
I love you, I hate you. What?
I don't remember. I remember that
You
exactly.
were screaming it to them.
I was screaming to them. No, I'm not surprised. Not screaming. Not screaming. I don't call it screaming.
No,
I
talking
was telling
loudly.
them I love you, but I hate you. Oh, probably is because the girls wanted to go to the beach, and I had such a hard time with that stupid beach. Beach.
Yeah, beach.
I
not
get
bad.
confused.
Is she really?
That was a crazy beach. It was hot. It
people
was
were-
going down the things. Those railings, you cannot push them too much. You don't want it because you might go down.
over.
And it was an incline. That
You
it
hear my
was
dad?
crazy.
No.
And the pebbles, not pebbles, the other ones that they have all these chins. Well,
Like gravel.
gravel,
it was
exactly.
gravel.
Like glass.
No.
No, not like grass, but she said it right. Gravel. And so, you...
Oh my goodness.
no, we want to go to the beach. Mama, we want to go to the beach.
Oh, yeah.
And
And here it is.
oh, and then going up, it's hot. You are already... where did I come? No, Mama, we want to go to the beach. We got to get in the water. So you want to please the kids, right? You want to please.
Of
I do
course.
anything to please
I do
the
anything to
girls,
please the
naturally.
girls. All right, so that's the story. And you heard her openly admit, yes, I hate you, I love you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love you because I love you, but I hate you for making me go to the beach. That was it.
Very dramatic, very, oh yeah.
And my
very-
dad in the background, you hear him. He's like, it was just hot. That's all. It was hot. And she's like, it was so bad. And the gravel. And Ron, was it glass? Because that's what she's making it sound like. They're like, they had us walking on broken glass, up the stairs, down the stairs.
I damage your feet,
Why
my
wouldn't you
little
use?
feet.
Why wouldn't you use sandals? What? Putting on sandals, taking off sandals, putting on sandals. That's ridiculous.
Here we go with the sandals again. No.
I know.
I'm going to put them on my ears.
Oh boy. I know.
That's like the time she went to get that mammogram and it hurt so bad. It's like, well,
They were horrible. She was like so angry. I can't believe people put other people in that distress.
I can't believe you put me through that.
I know.
Like it's a mammogram.
I know.
Mammograms aren't there to be pleasant.
Well, you would hope that in this day and age that they would be able to like laser you, right? And then be like, okay, you're done. No,
You mean
no.
like on Star Trek or something?
Let
me get my tricorder and scan you.
I mean, those are like mini MRIs right there. Why are we not doing that? No. Come over here.
It's a Star Trek CAT scan.
It's two big plexiglass plates. You can all assume what's going on there. And then once you're in there, let's crank it up.
Oh yeah.
And make it tighter and tighter and tighter until you feel like the skin on your body is coming off.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
It's painful.
I know.
I'm not arguing with the fact that it's uncomfortable and painful.
Oh yeah. No.
she was like she
off
complained.
the charts.
Didn't she make you take her to the doctor just so she could complain about it? I think so.
Yeah, I do believe so.
Yeah.
I stayed out of that one. Yeah, because I drove her
I'm
there.
not laughing because she was in
and
pain.
I do
but-
remember her being really, really irritated.
Oh, she was
And then-
angry. She told me about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She was really angry that they were brutal and...
How do you say mammogram in Spanish? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't know that that's one I learned.
Well, you're going to have to learn that one, cat doctor. Doctor cat. You ever notice how your mother says doctor?
Yeah, because... well,
doctor.
it is doctor, but
No,
she
says
says
it like with an F. With like
she
a,
says doth. Like there's a TH in there somewhere. Doth.
No.
Oh, no, that's right. Because it's DOC, so it's not doctor. It's doth, because the C is a TH sound. So it's doctor. And
to me, it sounds like she's saying doctor, like with an F.
it is a TH sound.
Juliet could be a cat doctor.
Yeah.
Well, listener, you can leave a comment. Let us know how you say mammogram in Spanish. I'm curious about that. I might just have to go and look that up. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to look that one up.
But she did complain about that fairly loudly for quite some time. For like a couple of weeks afterwards, she complained.
Yes, she did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was ready to Better Business Bureau. She was just like tore up. She was.
Oh, you missed it. That was good. That's good stuff right there. You can't buy entertainment like that. You really can't. I don't know. I was thinking about calling this episode Lifeguard Lita.
Travels with Macaroni travels with my mom.
Yeah.
Isn't there a show? There's
Jake
a show.
travels with his father. Jake Whitehall travels with his father.
Isn't it go travels with my father?
Yes.
Travels with my mother.
Yes. It's not just your mother, though.
Oh my gosh.
It's not just your mother.
No, I mean my dad has done some weird stuff too, and by weird I mean just comical. So my mom will get overwhelmed and complain about certain things, right? Complain about the food or hot, obviously,
Right.
or whatever. My dad, when he gets overwhelmed, starts doing like silly stuff. He's overwhelmed and, there's lots of people. You pull into the driveway of whoever's house you're going to go visit or whatever, and you just get there. And now he's taking the luggage out of the trunk of the car. And my brother is there helping him pull stuff out. And my dad gets distracted. Right? The original ADD, guy with ADD. And he gets distracted because people are talking to him and he's like, yeah. And he's taking luggage out of the car while he's talking, and Ron is doing the same, right? And at one point, maybe, because I'm not 100% sure, but Ron's got either the last piece of luggage that he's trying to reach for in the thing. My dad has taken out the last piece of luggage he is going to get, right? So as he pulls it out, he takes it out and they're like, oh, Al, blah, 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 whatever.
Blah, 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 blah.
And what's he do is, okay, I'm done with my luggage because I'm done with that. Let me reach up. And what do? After you pull everything out of the trunk of the car, you've got to shut the trunk. Unfortunately for Ron, he was still bent into the trunk getting that last piece of luggage. So he got like cut in half with with the lid of the trunk.
Yeah, and again, not for nothing, but your dad, I joke about him being grape ape for a reason. When he goes to do something, he hulks out on it and grape apes it.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
slam
he
in the
is
trunk.
strong.
Right.
He's not just grabbing it and flicking it down.
No.
No, man. He's like shutting it as if, the trunk door has to hit the floor. He's like, that's
Make
it.
sure it shuts.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So did Ron get hurt?
Well, he got hit in the head with the trunk, with
not
the
funny.
inside of the trunk.
Terrible.
So I'm sure that wasn't pleasant. Whether he got hurt or not, I'm not 100% sure. But
I bet Ron was bad.
he was.
Were you there?
He was irritated. In that particular instance, no, I was not there. I heard the story from Ron himself. And then I heard it when he was telling it in front of my dad. And my dad was kind of like sheepishly laughing, like, oops.
My bad.
My bad. But yeah, I mean, he does stuff like that. Or the one year I went with him with the girls, and they were much, much younger than that. And then we get to the rental place, and I see the car that my dad decides to rent. It wasn't a sedan.
Wasn't it a compact car?
It was a compact car. It was a Ford Focus.
Let's get this straight. There you are in Europe, the four of you. No,
The five of
Five.
us.
Five
It
of
was
you.
me and the girls, and then my parents. Yeah.
in a compact car,
Yep.
like a Ford Focus.
Yep.
And you got to have car seats. And of course, you got kids, you got big luggage.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because we were there for a really long time. So, yeah. So we had big luggage that was piled up high in the trunk of that car because that Ford Focus was a hatchback.
Okay.
It's like round. It was like driving around in an egg, a little silver egg. And
All I can think of is Mork for Mork.
yeah, that's right. So I get the girls in, we get situated, and then comes the realization that it's been a really long time since my dad drove a stick. I was like, okay. Our heads are all like, every time he gets it in there. Finally, he gets the hang of it because that is kind of how you get there. But then all I hear is complaining about, oh my gosh, everybody drives so fast. Oh, look, he's cutting me off. And there's,
but wait.
no one's using their blinkers.
And he's swearing. Because when I've been in the car with him,
started to swear.
he
Yeah.
swears.
Right. He started swearing, and I was like, oh, no, you don't. And the girls were like, ooh. They were like, uh-oh. He's in trouble. So he had to curb it. But he was kind of sweating bullets there because he got into it and he was like, uh-oh. It was like he was used to riding around town and now all of a sudden he's entered into the Formula One racing car or whatever. And he was like, uh-oh, I think I'm a little out of my league. And then there's the three of us in the back with me going, you better stay still. Stay in the slow lane. Stay in the slow lane. And he was like, what? Do you know how to get there? Oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, boy.
And that's before you had smartphones with satellite navigation stuff like that.
Before there was the Garmin or any of that stuff. We were like, no, none of that. And then came when we all went shopping, right? If you go to the cities, right, most of the cars are compact. And if they're not compact, they're like this European standard where all of the side mirrors, they kind of pop in when you shut the car
Or
off.
they get ripped off.
Well, that too. So everyone can fit in these ultra small parking spots that are usually underground. So they're underneath whatever shopping mall that you're going to. And they are tight, right? And people drive around in there like they're on the street. It's just like, oh boy. So at one point we get down there and he is trying his hardest to back the car up into a spot. And it's like, back up, no. Back up, no. Okay, go forward, go back. Go forward, go back. And I finally just got irritated. I was just like, we're out of the spot. And I said, let me do this. And then he gets up, what? No. I said, let me do this or we're going to be here all day. And we get out. I back the car in and we're good. And it is tight. Even this teeny tiny car, like we're sandwiched in there. So we're like really trying to maneuver. On the way out, yeah, same thing. So he's turning. So you're in a parking garage essentially, and you're turning and you're trying to follow the arrows and whatnot. Yeah, he cut one turn too tight. And he just hit that cement corner with the side of the car. It was like, grrr. I'm like, oh, man. Yeah, don't you know that he returned that car? No one asked a thing. No one asked. He was like, parked it.
I'm sure he wasn't
here's
offering.
The keys. Here's the keys. I parked it right over there. Okay, bye-bye. It's like, oh my gosh. So that's my dad on vacation. So
It's very Chevy Chase, but
yes.
Spanish Chevy Chase.
Spanish heavy Chevy Chase. Yes.
Spanish Heavy Chase.
Heavy Chase.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He certainly can grape ape things quite a bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, there's always good stories there. There's always good stories. But so ends the tale of traveling with your parents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not exactly Rick Steves Europe or Jacques Cousteau in France or in Spain. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like a Spanish version of European vacation, right?
That's it. Yes.
A Spanish-speaking version of European vacation
That's it.
with heavy
Going to Wally World.
going to Wally World with Heavy Chase, and I don't know who your mother would be. Never a dull moment traveling with them. No,
never.
And there you have it, listeners. A quick Euro travel trip down memory lane with Spanish Heavy Chase and the rest of the Griswold clan. In fact, it really does remind me of that 80s movie, National Lampoon's European Vacation, with a little Spanish novella thrown in. Now, I do want to take a second to let you know that Al and Lita are doing well after a couple of falls in the last few weeks. And we tease them, we make jokes, but we do love them very much, and we're doing everything we can to keep them safe and healthy. So if you're concerned about that, we just want to let you know all is well. And we really wouldn't put leashes on them. Well, out in public. That's just a joke, of course. I swear. Now, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, Everyday Macaroni, to watch our podcasts. And if you have a fun family story to share, you can call us on our Macaroni Fun Phone at 919-729-2043, so you could end up on an episode of Everyday Macaroni. And how fun would that be? Well, I'll tell you, extra super double fun, and don't act like it wouldn't. So remember, kids, if you're going to the beach, don't forget your shoes. This has been a public service announcement from the Ocean Cleanliness Association, reminding you that it's not okay to pee in the sea. I hope you enjoyed listening and sharing a laugh or two with us. Stay tuned for more Everyday Macaroni adventures on future podcast episodes. And if you want to see some pictures of us, you can follow us on Instagram by searching @EverydayMacaroni or #EverydayMacaroni. In fact, you should be able to find us on YouTube soon. Just search Everyday Macaroni on YouTube and our new channel should pop up. If you want to shop for some fun macaroni merch, head over to everydaymacaroni.com. Don't forget, if you have a blended family story to share, email us at info@everydaymacaroni.com and put the word share in the subject line. Your story might end up on a future episode, and how fun would that be? Finally, don't forget to give us a good review and download your favorite episodes. A share wouldn't hurt either. The more interaction we get for the podcast, the more episodes we can post. Again, thanks for listening, and join us for the next episode of
Every Day